different looking bike.
Measurement wise, it actually stacks up really well.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know who set it up?
Nick?
Nick did it, yeah. He's done alright.
It's done alright. Well, those are the numbers off the Cervelo, so those might not be the ideal numbers for this bike.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll figure out.
It's New Bike Day. It's an extension of New Bike Day. So I'm with Dan at UK Bike Fit again, and we are gonna dial in my new road bike, which is significantly different to any of the other Cervelos that I've had. I guess the closest comparison in the type of bike is probably the Caledonia.
Yeah.
But this is Argon 18's Krypton Pro, so it's their like all road bike. So we're going to dial in the fit of it today. We're going to probably use the Cervelo fits as the base point.
Yeah, if it wasn't already at your Cervelo, then that's what we'd have done first.
Yeah.
As soon as it's there, we'll start there and see where we go.
So generally speaking, Dan, you're pretty happy with the saddle, the position of the saddle. Crank length is the same as what I'm used to. It's a 170 crank. We're using the same saddle that I've been using for a while, the Gebbia My Sleek. It's an inline. I specifically asked for an inline seat post because I thought
we knew you'd need that anyway.
We knew I'd need that. And then this Enve, I think it's called the Aero stem that we've got on here. You can check. Basically, you've got this little, I don't know what you call it, insert spacer thing here.
Yeah.
Which will allow you to
shim.
That's a good way of wording it. It effectively allows you to adjust the angle of the stem. We've got it set up as a -7 at the moment. And then the main thing is going to be probably tweaking the shifter position, right?
That's pretty much the only thing. I say, unless this cocks something else up when you get riding it again. But if it doesn't, that's probably going to be it.
That was easy.
It's easy when you've had a bike fit before and you've got your set of measurements, because then you've got a really nice starting position, and then it's just little tweaks from there on in. And we spent about a bit of time backwards and forth with the geometry, didn't we? From comparing that geometry to the bikes that you've had previously, and saying things like, oh yeah, you'll still need an inline post, or you'll need this length stem, or you'll need this width bar, and all that sort of stuff. So we already had a nice starting position.
Mm-hmm.
The way it's been set up, Nick, perfect. So
it's great because he was so blasé about it. But he was like, what is your saddle height? Tell me your saddle height. And he got a tape measure out and did actually measure it.
Yeah.
And then in terms of like, as we sort of mutually agreed that this was probably, because I think you'd said 15 mil.
Yeah.
And so with this bike, you can,
the cap.
Yeah, you've got this different cap. So the other cap, which is the higher one, gives you 20 mil, plus then the top cap from the FSA like headset. So it probably ends up being like 25 mil.
Yeah.
So we were like, let's use the flush cap, 15 mil spacer, and then you probably get a little bit extra from that shim from the Enve stem. So we did debate it for probably about 20 minutes actually, what to do. We measured it next to each other and we're like, this seems like it's the more logical option.
Yeah, it makes a difference, because like sometimes we'll have customers who have had a fit before, and then they'll go and get a new bike built and bring it in. They said, oh yeah, it's been set to the measurements, and you start looking at it or measuring it and you think, nah, it's like, because I measured the way I measure and they measure the way they measure, and sometimes it just doesn't match up. But no, this is ideal.
So one of the things that Argon 18 do is they have a whole system, which is their 3D system, which allows you to effectively create an integrated front end of the bike, but it gives you more accommodation in terms of like stack height, that kind of thing. So on mine at the moment, you'll see that we've got what's effectively like the level top cap. This guy here, cables go into the front of it and it's level, so you can then build up on top of that. Now with this 3D system, they do a few different ways of being able to, I guess, tighten it, and you get this big top cap bit, which will go effectively, if you want to use this, it goes like that. It goes like that on there. That gives you 20 mil of additional height, and what you can do is you can put your headset bearings in this part here. So your head, there's not lots of like flex or anything. Your bearings are right at the top of the bike here, so they're at the bottom and at the top using that. And then effectively with that, you would then use that FSA top cap on top. So if you're using that setup on one of these bikes, you're probably adding 20-25 mil extra stack height on the front of the bike, as opposed to using that one where I basically need 15-ish mil on top of the frame. You can kind of see the difference that it does if I put them next to each other. But what it does is it means you can have like a, I guess, a neater setup on the front end and have less like spacers if you need that much height. It just looks a bit tidier, really. Right, that was easy. We literally had to adjust the shifter position.
Thanks, Nick.
Did you change the angle of the bars at all?
Yeah, the bars dropped and then the shifters came up basically, and that was it. These bars have got quite a long flat reach to them.
Mm-hmm.
So by angling them down and bringing the shifters up, you just take away that long flat section, so it's a bit more ergonomic for your hand and wrist.
Which is important for me.
For your hand and wrist, exactly, yeah. Not everybody's hands and wrists, like different people want different things out the front end, but for you, yes, we need to look after your wrists as much as possible. This is the best bit.
You think this is the best bit? The bottle cage or the purple bolts? Or this bit?
Inside of the frame.
Toolbox.
And the way it goes on and off.
Oh, it's super neat, isn't it? It just clips on like that. So what they do with this, it's a toe peak. This is made by Toe Peak, this little bag. And inside it, so inside here, you get a slug, which is basically like a little toolbox thing. So you get this slug inside here. And what I put in here is some Dynaplug bits, and then a tube. And then you get that little tool, comes with the bike. And you get a CO2 thingy that comes with it as well. And some tyre levers as well. And then I've just put in here a CO2 thing, some patches, and one of these wolf tooth chain brake doodads. It's one of the best tools in the world, this. It comes with the quick links in it and stuff like that. Although they're all 11 speed ones, so I probably should change that. So this, yeah, basically it saves you having a saddlebag that's inside the frame. And if you look inside here, what's quite nice is like all the cabling is basically bolted to stay on this one side, and we've got some just like spongy stuff on it. So it's not going to rattle at all. It's great. There it is. And then this just basically clips on like that and like that. Bosh. So this is Argon 18's Krypton Pro. It says Pro. The difference between the Krypton and the Krypton Pro is the Pro is effectively a slightly lighter frame set. I'm riding a size medium of this. It is definitely like probably more of an endurance geometry frame of the range of bikes they do. If you're looking for more of an out and out road bike, the Sum or the Sum Pro is Argon 18's pure road bike that they make. Now in terms of the build of this, we've built this up with Dura-Ace Di2, the 12-speed group set, and the crank is a 170 crank running a 5236 on the front and an 1134 on the back, so loads and loads of gear there. Garmin power meter pedals, I don't know what they're called, rallies, Garmin rally power meter pedals on there, which is lovely. The seat post, stem and handlebar and bottle cages and wheels are all from Enve. It's an inline seat post, 120 stem, we've got the -7 shim inside there, and then these are the AR bars, the all-road bars, which I think are 38 or 40 centimeters, I can't remember, but they're whatever width these particular ones are, whatever width I normally ride.
40.
These are a 40 centimeter handlebar then, which is like their all-road handlebar, so it does have a bit of like vibration management and flex in it as well, but still, like, I chose this bar because it's got a wider top and I like this kind of shape to ride with. The wheels are Enve SES 4.5s with special white decals, built up on some beautiful Chris King hubs. The top tube bag is from Tailfin, which I've bolted onto here, and I've got in here a Dynaplug, which I did not realise I had in there, so there we go, that's a useful little thing to have. I just think it looks really clean, bolted on there. And then lastly, Gebiermeized sleek saddle. Best saddle in the world?
As an independent bike fitter, I can't say that, but it's a very, very good saddle.
Best saddle in the world.
I can't say this.
I can say it.
You can say it.
It's the best saddle in the world if it works for you.
I agree with that. It works for a lot of people.
Out of 10, how many do you reckon it'd work for?
60?
10 out of 10 people it'll work for 60 people.
Wait, what did you ask?
Out of 10, how many people would it work
for? 6. I was going with percent.
You reckon 60%?
60% of people will be okay with that saddle, even if it's not like the perfect saddle. It will solve a lot of problems for people.
That's pretty high.
Yeah, like other saddles, sorry, are like they're quite specific. You have to be right for that saddle. Whereas that ticks a lot of the boxes for a lot of people, I think.
I'm gonna do a proper rundown of it when I'm in Spain. A proper rundown of it when I've done some proper riding on it. But it's all set up now, ready to go. That was almost too easy. Thank you, Nick.
Not done anything. Just drank coffee all morning.
So we have another coffee.
Move
the shifters and drunk coffee. Thank you. That was easy.
Very easy.
Right. I'll go ride my bike now. Not outside because it's minging.